everybody. Today I am so excited to finally be sharing with you guys my prom makeup tutorial for 2016. Prom season is just around the corner and I've gotten so many requests from you guys to do a prom makeup tutorial. So this is what I came up with for you guys today. This is also a hair tutorial, and then I will be sharing with you guys my dress at the end of the video, which, by the way, this dress was actually my sister's prom dress. I was gonna wear mine, but mine is actually too big for me. I couldn't fit into it, it was way too baggy. And so this one is what I went with. I didn't wanna go too intense smoky, like I feel like my eyes are smoky, but I didn't wanna go too intense because I know that not a lot of you, some people are not comfortable with doing smoky looks. And so I wanted to keep it nice and simple, but I did wanna have a bit of smokiness to it because of the fact that it is prom. Everybody likes to dress up, go intense. I didn't wanna do a winged liner because I know that a lot of you might not be comfortable doing a winged liner for prom, so I kept it simple. If you want to do a winged liner, of course you can. It will be beautiful with this look. So I just wanted to keep this look simple and achievable for every single one of you who is thinking about doing this look for prom. If you do this for prom, please tag me in your photos on Instagram. I'll leave my name on the bottom of the screen. And or if you're going to prom, I would love to see your dresses. That is like the best part of going to prom. If you're new to my channel as well, I will have every product, everything that I use in this video down in the description bar below, so you can go ahead and get it for yourself. And if you do like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and also make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I love you all, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. So to start off this look, we're going to go ahead and prime our eyes using the Urban Decay Potion Primer in Original, and this is going to help from our eyeshadows from not creasing throughout the night. For our palette today, we're going to go in with the Morphe 35K palette, which is gorgeous. And I'm going to go in with the shadow all the way in the upper left with a fluffy angled brush, and I'm going to put this down as my brow bone highlight, going right underneath the brow, and then we're going to go ahead and start to blend it into the rest of our eye look. And as you can see from my reaction, I thought it was a little too white, so then I'm going to go in with the shade right next to it and just put it right on top. It's going to kind of dim down that eyeshadow because I didn't realize it was going to be that white. So that is what we did right there. Then going in with the shadow right in the center in the first row, I'm going to go ahead and put this down as my transition shade using this Morphe brush, and I'm going to go from outer corner to inner corner, going in windshield wiper motions as well as in circular motions. Then going in with this shade all the way in the upper right, I wanted to go ahead and add a little bit of warmth to this look using the same Morphe brush that I just used, and I'm just putting this down again right as my transition shade right on top of that shadow that we just put down. Then going in with my Sigma E25 blending brush, I'm going to take this shadow 3 rows down and 3 shadows in. I'm going to go ahead and apply this right into the crease, blending it up slightly. And I do blend it up because of the fact that I do have hooded eyes, so if I didn't do this, you wouldn't see this shadow. But I'm going to put this right into the crease because I want to have definition with this look, and it's just going to really define the whole eyeshadow look when we apply glitter later on. Then going back with my big fluffy brush, I'm just going to go ahead and blend all of this out. Then back into the Morphe palette, I'm taking the black all the way in the bottom right on that same Sigma E25 blending brush. I'm going to go ahead and press this shadow right into the outer corner, as you can see, pressing it in and then blending it into the rest of the eye look. I just wanted to add a little bit of black in that outer corner. I didn't want to go too intense because, like I said in the beginning of the video, I didn't want to go really smoky. Of course, if you want to go smoky, you go ahead, but I just wanted to add a little bit of black because I felt like it would just help the look and really define the eyes more. And then going back with my big Morphe brush, I'm literally blending everything into each other. Blending is probably the most important part of any eyeshadow look. So then going back in with that brown on my MAC 217 blending brush, I'm just going to go ahead, add a little bit of that into the crease just to make sure it's defined a little bit more. And now onto the best part of this look, which is the glitter. So first I'm going to go in with e.l.f. glitter glue and this loose shimmer by Sigma. This is called Gilded, as you can see. Oh my god. It's so beautiful. So first I'm going in with a no-name brush. I'm going to take my glitter glue, pack it on the brush, and pat it onto the top of the eye. You don't want to swipe it because then you're going to ruin the shadows, but you just want to pat it onto the lid and then go in with that loose shimmer and apply it right onto the lid. And as you can see, it is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Make sure you really get in that inner corner and put it all over the lid. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. If you guys are interested in picking up this shimmer or a brush or any Sigma product, I do have a coupon code down below. Just go ahead, hit the link in the description bar below. It will take you to sigmabeauty.com and just type in the code SIGMA2016 at checkout and you'll get 10% off. So now going back into the Morphe palette in that same brown shade that we used in the crease with our blending brush, and I'm just going to go back and forth into the crease, and I really want this shimmer to be blended into the rest of the eye. I didn't want to have a harsh line at all, so just keep going back and forth, and the glitter will blend into the rest of the eye look. Then for mascara, I'm going to go in with the Galactic Mascara. This is in the shade Mink Black. Any black mascara will do. And then for false lashes today, I'm going to be using the Lily Lashes in the style Mykonos, which are, oh my god, one of my favorites, gorgeous. Did my lashes off camera. I do have a separate lash video, which I always have linked down below. So then going in with Scotch tape, I'm going to rip off a piece, put it on the back of my hand, and get off some of the shimmer that fell onto my face. There wasn't a lot, but I did want to pick up any loose shimmer that I did see. So now for the face, going in with primer, I'm going to use my Hourglass Veil Primer, which is by far my favorite. My makeup lasts all day without creasing or moving with this primer. Then for smoothing, I'm going in with the Bobbi Brown Skin Smoothing Pore Perfector Primer, which is my favorite, and it will give your skin a smooth, beautiful look. And for color correcting, I'm going to go in with the Becca Backlight Targeted Color Corrector in the shade Pistachio. The green cancels out any redness that I have on my face, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply that to the places that need to be concealed. So now going in with my foundation, I'm going to use my NARS Sheer Glow Foundation with my Morphe E31 brush. I'm using this foundation because it is by far my favorite foundation when it comes to photography. I feel like no matter what other foundation I use, this one is by far my favorite. My skin just looks so amazing, so beautiful. So this is definitely foundation I recommend for prom, being that you will be getting your pictures taken, and make sure you blend it down your neck, and also make sure you don't forget those ears. So now for my dark circles, I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit in medium with my Sigma P84 brush. I'm just going to go ahead and apply this to the under eyes to cancel out the bluish purple tones in my under eyes because dark circles are not cute. For brows, I'm using my Brow Wiz by Anastasia in Soft Brown and the Brow Powder by Anastasia in Soft Brown. I do have a tutorial on how I do my brows, which I will have linked down below for you guys as always. After brows, I'm going in with concealer. I'm using my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer with my MAC 287 brush. I'm going to go ahead and apply the concealer in a triangle because that is the most flattering way. And then taking my foundation brush, I'm going to go ahead and blend that concealer into the rest of my face. Then going back in with my Maybelline concealer, I'm just going to go ahead and use this to highlight the rest of my face, highlight the forehead, down the center of my nose and the chin, and this is going to go ahead and balance out the rest of the highlight on the face. And again, going back in with my foundation brush, I'm just going to go ahead and blend this out as always. For contour, I'm going in with my Giorgio Armani Liquid Summer Drops and my Sephora 57 brush. I'm going to go ahead and apply this to the areas on my face that I usually contour, which are the cheeks, forehead, sides of the nose, and the chin. And then of course going back with my foundation brush, I'm just going to go ahead and blend all that out. And then taking your concealer brush, blend out your nose contour. Not going to lie, almost forgot to do that, so don't forget. So now I'm going to go ahead and set on the under eyes. I'm taking the La Mer Translucent Powder with my Sigma F35 brush. I'm going to go ahead and set the under eyes, the forehead, the smile lines, the chin, and the top of the nose and around the nose as well. And then to set the rest of the face, I'm going to go in with my Lancome Absolute Powder in Absolute Golden with my Sigma F20 brush. And I'm going to go ahead and dust this all over the face. Then going into my Kat Von D Shade Light Contour Palette with my Sigma Contour Brush, I'm going to go ahead and take these two shades right here and apply them as my contour. It's just my favorite perfect shade, applying this right to the cheeks, forehead, sides of the nose, as well as the chin. For our blush, I'm going to use this Sigma Aura Powder, and this is in the shade Cor de Rosa, which, yes, I went to Spanish 6 in high school, but that's besides the point. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Sigma Blush Brush and apply this to the cheeks, and as you can see, it gives such a beautiful color to the cheeks. I'm so obsessed with these blushes. I actually bought the whole trio for myself, and I love Cor de Rosa, I love Pet Name, I love them all, so I definitely recommend going ahead and getting that and adding it to your collection. For highlighter, I'm going to be using the Becca Highlight in Champagne Pop, which again is my favorite highlighter of life, with my Morphe M501 brush, applying this to the tops of the cheeks, top of the nose, tip of the nose, a little bit on the chin, and the Cupid's bow. If you have oily skin, I would recommend just doing it on the tops of the cheeks just to add a little bit of a glow. Then going in with my Tarte Skinny Smolder Eyes in Onyx, I'm going to go ahead and tight line the upper waterline. Because we didn't do a winged liner, it is a good idea to do this because then the lashes will blend into the rest of your eye look so they won't look so false. Going back into the Morphe palette, I'm going to take that shade right in the center that we used in the crease before with my Sigma E15 flat definer brush. I'm going to apply this to the lower lash line and just go from outer corner all the way to inner corner, and then back with my Sigma E30 pencil brush. You can go in with a little bit more of shadow if you want. I believe that's what I did, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out. And then going back into the palette, I just want to add a little bit of definition into the outer corner. So as you see me doing here, I just added a little bit of black right to that outer corner, and then going back in with my pencil brush, I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out. Going back in with my blending brush, I'm just going to go ahead and round out the outer corner of my eye just to make sure that the rounded look is completely rounded all the way around. Then going back in with my eyeliner, I'm going to go ahead and apply this right in the waterline, and then for the lower lashes, I'm going to be using my MAC Extended Giga Play Mascara and apply this right to the lower lashes. For our inner corner highlight, I'm going to go back in with Champagne Pop on this Morphe brush and apply it right to the inner corner, but I want it to be a little bit more brighter, so going back into that Morphe palette and taking that white shade, just adding a little bit amount right into the inner corner, and as you can see, it makes such a difference. And then the complete struggle of having a little hair in your eye and you want to go crazy, but here, as you can see, I got it. So now that the eyes are complete, we're going to go ahead and finish up with the lips. So for lip liner, I'm going to go in and line my lips using the MAC lip liner in Soar. Of course, just go ahead and line them, and then I'm going to go ahead and fill them in with this beautiful pinky color. And then for lipstick, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Anastasia liquid lipstick in the shade Pure Hollywood, which is definitely one of my favorite nudes, and it's really good for any kind of occasion, of course every day as well, but I love wearing this for occasion because your lipstick isn't going to move, it's going to stay in place all night and you won't have to worry about it. And then to finish off the lips for lip gloss, I'm going to go in with MAC's Oyster Girl, which is one of my favorite lip glosses, and then your look is complete. So now we're going to go ahead and do our hair. So for the hair today, I just really wanted to keep it simple, just wanted to do a nice curl because I wanted the main focus to be on my dress. So what you'll need to do this hair tutorial is a Hot Tools curling wand. This is the 1 inch. You can use any 1 inch curling iron that you have. Make sure that it's on hot. And then I'm going to go ahead and use hairspray. This is the Tresemme hairspray. I believe it's the number 5 hold. Today I'm going to be using these pin curl clips. I got them off Amazon. I'll leave them linked down below, which I will let you guys know what we're going to use for them in a minute. So first, to go ahead and start off this look, we're going to go ahead and put our hair in half, and then I'm going to go and start on my left, the right of the screen right now. I'm going to take half of my hair up and pin it up. So now taking a little bit of my hair, you can go as big or as little as you would like. I'm going to go in with my curling wand, wrap my hair around it. I'm going to kind of keep my hair on the curling iron for about 5 to 10 seconds. I don't like to leave it on too long. Make sure you have a pin curl holder handy. And once the hair is done to your liking, I'm going to release it and hold it in my hand. And what this is going to do is I want the hair to cool down slightly before we go ahead and pin it. So now I'm going to bring my hair into kind of a circle, like a curl, and I'm going to start to bring it inwards into my head. And as you can see, I'm just going to keep curling it and curling it in, and then I'm going to take my pin curl and pin it up going into the curl. And what this is going to do is it's actually going to hold your hair longer. If you just went ahead and did a curl and let it loose, it's just going to kind of fall throughout the day and it's going to become loose and more like a wave. But when you pin it up like this and leave it for a couple minutes, it's just going to keep the curl in your hair longer throughout the rest of the night. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with this hair. I'm going to go ahead and curl it, let it cool down in my hand, roll it up, and then pin it up with the pin curl. I'm showing you guys step by step of what I'm doing because then I'm going to fast forward it a little bit faster so that you guys can go ahead and do it with the rest of your head. So again, you're going to want to go ahead and curl, hold it in your hand, let it cool down a little bit, bring it in, and then with a curl pin, I'm going to go ahead and pin it up. And that is what you're going to do throughout the rest of your hair, as you can see, going up into the curl. So that's the same thing we're going to do throughout the head. Also, I'm having the curls go in one direction. You can go ahead and do opposite directions if you want. I kind of want it to just be a really nice soft curl, really nice bouncy curl, so that's why I'm just going in one direction. And as you can see, when we get to the front, the fringe, the bangs, whatever you want to call them, again, doing the same exact thing, putting it in a curl or a circle, going out. I want everything to go out and then pin it going underneath. So again, step by step, oh yeah, half the head done. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and do the other half of our head, doing the same exact steps that we did on the other side. And last but not least, we're going to go ahead and pull this last curl in and then of course secure it with a pin curl. And now you're finally complete. I'm so relieved, as you can see. So now we're going to go ahead and take our hairspray. I'm just going to go ahead and spray the whole head. Of course, this is going to also secure the curls in your hair and make them stay in place longer. And after that is done, we're going to go ahead and leave this like this for 10 minutes. This is going to help with the curls. So in 10 minutes, I went ahead, I put on my dress, as you can see. So now we're going to go ahead and start to take out the pin curls. So slowly we're going to take each one out, and as you can see, we're left with these really beautiful bouncy curls, which you'll see in 1 second. And I just love the way that this hairstyle looked. I just wanted to keep it simple. I think that these bouncy waves are really nice and elegant because I wanted the main focus to be on this dress. So now after all the pin curls are out, I'm just going to go ahead and run my fingers through my hair. If there is any missing pieces that you want to recurl, you of course can go ahead and do that. I'm just kind of playing with my hair, and then when I get it to my liking, that's when I'm going to go back in with my hairspray and just spray all the places that I want the hair to stay. And then of course you can go ahead and pin up half your hair if you'd like. You'll see in a second that I actually did pin up half my hair for my photos, but other than that, the hair is complete. So now onto our outfit. So this dress is actually my sister's prom dress, and I think it is like 11 years old. I'm not even lying. So I wanted to go ahead and wear this today because my original prom dress was way too big on me. So for my accessories today, I just wanted to keep it simple. Again, wanted the main focus to be on this dress. So as you can see, the rings that I'm wearing, the one on my left hand is my own. It's from Tiffany's, and the one on my right hand is actually a really cool ring that I got from a company called Roxbox. And what Roxbox is they actually send you high-end jewelry, 3 pieces of high-end jewelry, and you can go ahead, wear the jewelry as much as you would like, and then you can go ahead and send it back, and they'll send you 3 more pieces of jewelry. It's a really fun thing. I absolutely love jewelry, so it's like my obsession right now. And if you guys are interested in signing up for it, you can go ahead and go to roxbox.com, and at checkout type in the code Landry XOXO, and that will give you 1 month free. So if you guys are interested in maybe signing up for that, I will leave everything in the description bar below. And then for my earrings, of course, I just left them simple, and I use my own personal diamond stud earrings. So after that, your look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, and also make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I love you all. I'll see you in my next video, and I hope you all have a wonderful prom. Bye, guys.
So we had to crash it. You use plastic, we want cash.
Wanna wake up with you and say, baby, let's